artists. So today we're going to look at the artwork of Tyler Wallach, and he is an artist out of Brooklyn, but he's originally from Texas. He's known for his bright colors, and he's influenced by artists like Keith Haring and Lisa Frank. So today we're going to be really looking at Tyler's two-faced pieces, and these are some really fun monsters that he created where you can actually flip them upside and still have that really fun monster image. You're going to notice a lot of his pieces use geometric shapes. I like to call geometric shapes the shapes that have names. So all these shapes have specific names like triangle, square, and all of these shapes are often used in math. Alright, so for today's dual-faced monsters with geometric shapes, we're going to be using a piece of paper. If you have Sharpies, you can use Sharpies to create the outline of your monster. If you don't have Sharpies, you can just use a regular washable marker or even a pencil or pen. And then if you would like to add color to your monster, you can use markers, colored pencil, anything you have at home to add a little bit of color. So the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to start with the mouth. To start, I'm going to start with a pencil, and then I'm going to go over with a Sharpie. I like to start with a pencil because it's easier to erase, and then if you have some ideas that you might want to switch up, you are easily able to do that. I'm going to start in the middle of my paper right here, and I'm going to start by drawing the mouth of my monster. You can choose to draw your mouth however you want. Think of geometric simple shapes, so rectangles, ovals, circles, triangles, squares. Simple things like that are going to be really what Tyler Wallach uses to create his pieces. I'm going to start in the middle. I'm going to draw a nice big oval, and this is going to be the shape of my mouth. If you want to, you could add lips to your monster, but remember, our monster, we are going to be able to see on both sides. So if I turn my paper over, I still want to be able to kind of tell that it's a face. And the next thing you might want to add are some teeth. So you could add some teeth by adding some rectangles inside your mouth. You could even add a tongue, any kind of details to your monster. And again, just think about geometric shapes, those simple shapes. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and draw some squares on this side. And then I'm going to add the pupils. And he also likes to add lots of detail, so he adds a nice fun frame around some of his eyes. And then sometimes he'll add patterns inside those frames. Sometimes he adds these fun organic shapes around his monsters. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Maybe you want to add a nose to your monster. Maybe you're going to have some basic geometric shapes around the outside of your monster. So one of the things you might have noticed in his video is he rotates and turns his paper or his canvas a lot. So feel free to do that as you're working today. And then I'm going to flip it over to this side, and I'm going to create some more eyes up here, because again, we can flip our piece of paper to create all different monsters on both sides for that two-faced monster we're creating today. And then add those pupils, and then maybe this side's going to be more sharp angles that are going around, and then maybe there's circles coming out here. Alright, so I'm done drawing the basic shape for my monster. Now I'm going to go ahead and outline that with Sharpie. So I'm going to use the normal regular Sharpie. You're welcome to use just a pen, or if you have a black marker at home, and I'm going to outline that. Alright, so I just outlined all of my pencil line. I decided to go in with some thicker marker to create a little bit more variety. So I have some thin outlines as well as some thick outlines. That can help create some emphasis on parts of your piece. Emphasis means that we're trying to have the viewer look at specific parts of our artwork. And you can do that by the variety of line that you use within your piece. And now I'm going to go through and I just kind of want to erase some of my pencil lines so it's not distracting. When I erase, I always put my hand down. If you're left-handed, you'll put your right hand down. And then inside of this little area, that's where I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to safely erase. If I stay inside this area, it's not going to cause the paper to tear or crinkle, which you might have had happen to you in the past. If you are right-handed, you're going to lay your left hand down. And again, you're going to stay inside of this area as you go through and erase. So I'm going to go ahead and erase all of my pencil line, and then I'm going to show you how we can add some fun color to our Tyler Wallach two-faced monsters today. Alright, so today I'm going to be adding some color with some of these Jolly colored pencils that I really like because they're nice bright colors, and also some nice bright markers. These are washable markers, so they're water soluble. They'll dissolve in water, and we're going to try a fun technique where we're going to have our colored pencils resist some of our markers. So I want to make a fun design up here with some polka dots in this little frame around the eyes. And then I'm going to go in and use a marker, and what you're going to see is that where I put my colored pencil, the marker is not going to be able to absorb in that area because the marker has a little bit of a wax to it, or I'm sorry, the colored pencil has a little bit of a wax to it, which means it's going to resist the marker. So you're going to be able to lay that color on real nice. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing over here. And again, using my yellow marker, I'm going to go in, and if you notice that color sticks on there a little bit, you can take your finger and just actually wipe it off because it just really sits on top of that colored pencil. And it's not going to be absorbed into it. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add some fun to my lips here. So I think I'm going to do, let's see, maybe I'll do some fun outline with this fun pink. And then I'm going to go in and add some color. One of the things I love about Tyler Wallach's pieces is that he uses really bright colors. So I'm going to go in and use some red and color in these lips. And again, you're going to notice that colored pencil is going to shine nice and bright. And of course, this marker is not very happy. I might have to replace it with a different one. Let's try this pink and see if it works better. Oh yeah, that's better. So now my colored pencil might not show up as nicely because the pink on pink is just not going to do the trick. But I can always layer colored pencil on top too if I want. So I'm going to go ahead and go through my piece of artwork here and add some more fun colors and maybe even some more fun patterns, and then I will show you what it looks like. So I just finished my Tyler Wallish inspired two-faced monster. You can see if you turn it either way, you're gonna have a really fun monster on both sides, and we used a lot of geometric shapes to create our features of our monster, like our oval for our mouth, our triangle for our eyes, and our squares for our rectangles over here. And then again, you can try that colored pencil resist technique where you can lay down some fun patterns and then use markers over the top. If you don't have colored pencils at home, the same technique works with crayon. So I cannot wait to see the beautiful, colorful creations you end up with at the end of this project. Have a great, colorful, art-filled day.